Amazon has just revealed a system that looks ordinary on the surface, yet quietly rewrites what it means to work, to produce, and to exist inside an automated economy. They call them AI fulfillment pods. Autonomous, sealed, 24/7 warehouses. No managers, no employees, no lights, just machines, and a single orchestrating intelligence supervising everything. It sounds futuristic, but this isn't a prototype. It isn't a pitch. It's rolling out now. And Amazon plans more than 50 of these pods by 2026. The shift is not about robots replacing humans. That part already happened years ago. This is about removing the last remaining layer, the need for human presence at all. Inside these structures, everything is automated. Inventory tracking, picking, packing, routing, quality control, mechanical maintenance. Even the internal temperature adjusts dynamically to machine performance, not human comfort. The pods behave like living organisms. They sense, they react, they optimize, they predict, they correct themselves before anything goes wrong. And Amazon openly says the goal is to make logistics fully self-sustaining. There's something almost poetic about it. The world wanted faster deliveries, fewer errors, lower costs. And now we're getting exactly that, by removing the people who once made it possible. For the average person, this changes nothing today. Your package still arrives. Your tracking page still updates. Your delivery speed remains the same. But underneath, the infrastructure that keeps the economy alive is mutating, quietly, irreversibly. A small automated organism here, another one there, then 50, then hundreds. Until one day the global supply chain runs without a single human decision in the loop. The first observation is obvious. Millions of warehouse jobs won't disappear overnight. But every new pod is a signal. Amazon no longer needs the human model for future growth. When a company of this scale demonstrates that logistics can operate with zero humans on site, every competitor will eventually be forced to follow. Not because they want to, but because the economics leave them no choice. And that is where the deeper shift begins. Automation has always replaced tasks. AI replaces judgment. But these pods replace presence. The simple fact of being there. In previous decades, even the most advanced systems still required humans to supervise, adjust, or intervene. Today, intervention is becoming optional. Tomorrow, it will become impossible, because the system will run faster than human response time. Imagine a warehouse, where every item has a micro-digital twin. Every robot has a predictive maintenance schedule. Every route is recalculated hundreds of times per second. And any attempt to slow down the system breaks the economics. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now inside these pods. There's another angle people underestimate. A fully autonomous warehouse doesn't need brakes. It doesn't need lights. It doesn't need insurance for workers. It doesn't need heating in winter. It doesn't need to stop on weekends. The pod simply exists to convert demand into throughput. When you multiply that by 50, then 500, you no longer have a company. You have an organism. A distributed, self-optimizing organism, capable of absorbing massive demand shocks without hiring a single human. The emotional part of this story is subtle. We grew up believing work was a negotiation between human effort and economic value. But when infrastructure evolves to the point where human effort isn't required, what becomes negotiable? People worry about job loss, but the deeper transformation is identity loss. Entire regions built around logistics centers may discover that the center doesn't need them anymore. Amazon states that workers will be reassigned to higher value tasks. Maybe that's true for some, but mathematically, the number of tasks left for humans shrinks every year. AI fulfillment pods don't eliminate work. They eliminate the space in which work used to exist. And once this model becomes the norm, logistics will be just the beginning. Similar pods could emerge for food distribution, pharmaceutical packaging, manufacturing, and even service sectors that were considered too human to automate. This is the part most people don't want to think about. The automation wave is no longer about convenience. It's becoming structural, permanent, infrastructural. The first industrial revolution replaced physical force. The second replaced coordination. The digital one replaced information handling. This one replaces participation. Humans go from being inside the system to being outside observers of it. Yet, strangely, there's a form of hope hidden inside this shift. When machines take over tasks that drain human energy, repetitive, exhausting, sometimes dangerous tasks, space opens up for creativity, knowledge, design, and meaning. The question is not whether AI can run these systems. It already does. The real question is whether society can adapt fast enough to redistribute purpose. Because the pods will continue multiplying, and they won't wait for us to adjust. The world that emerges from this won't be dystopian or utopian. It will simply be faster, colder, more optimized, and less dependent on the people who once kept it running. Amazon's AI fulfillment pods are not an announcement. They are a signal, a quiet confirmation that the future already started, and that we are entering the first phase of an economy where the infrastructure works perfectly, even when no one is there. This transmission ends here. The next one is already forming. Stay aware and subscribe to Remain in the Signal.